Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Mystery Channel. Tonight, we are stepping into the fascinating frontier where science confronts the unknown. For all humanity has discovered, many strange mysteries still remain. Our universe is a place where invisible matter is all around us, space itself bends in unusual ways, and our very own conscious experiences defy all logical explanation. Throughout this journey, we'll ponder questions that have puzzled scientists for centuries. We'll discover unexplained signals from space, ancient devices that seem impossible, and hidden forces that seem to break the laws of physics. Some of these mysteries may one day be solved. Others will only deepen as time goes on. If you enjoy these curious journeys, I invite you to like, subscribe, or share a thought below. It helps others find their way here too, one sleepy soul at a time. But for now, all you need to do is settle in. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breathing slow. And as the day begins to gently fade away, join me as we explore these unexplained mysteries together. Let's begin. The universe appears to be expanding faster than science expected. For decades, researchers believed they could measure cosmic expansion in two different ways and arrive at the same answer. One method studies the early universe, using ancient light left over from the beginning. The other studies nearby exploding stars and galaxies. Strangely, the answers do not quite match. This is not a tiny bookkeeping problem. It may be a clue that something important is missing from our picture of reality. Perhaps dark energy changes over time. Perhaps gravity behaves differently across enormous distances. Or perhaps space itself has a hidden property that only becomes visible on the largest scales. Some people wonder whether the universe is not simply expanding, but unfolding through a deeper structure we cannot yet detect. Whatever the explanation, the cosmos seems to be whispering that our best model may be incomplete, and that the night sky is still keeping its biggest secret close. Dark matter may outweigh everything we can actually see. Galaxies spin in a way that does not make sense if we count only the stars, gas, dust, and planets inside them. Their outer edges move too quickly, as if some invisible substance is adding extra gravity. Scientists call this unseen presence dark matter, but the name is really a placeholder. It does not shine, absorb, or reflect light. It simply seems to pull. According to current estimates, it may make up most of the matter in the universe, while every visible thing becomes only a small, bright topping on a hidden cosmic ocean. Detectors buried deep underground have searched for its particles. Telescopes have mapped its effects around galaxy clusters. Still, no one has held a piece of it in a laboratory and said, "Here it is." Some people think it may not be matter at all. It could be a sign that gravity itself changes when no one is looking closely enough. Consciousness still has no agreed physical explanation. The brain is made of cells, chemistry, electrical pulses, and soft folds of living tissue. Yet somehow, from that material, there appears a private inner world. You do not merely process light, you see. You do not merely react to sound. You hear a voice and feel meaning arrive with it. Science can map activity in the brain with remarkable precision, but the deepest question remains open. Why should any physical process feel like something from the inside? Some researchers believe awareness is an advanced computation. Others suggest it may be woven into information itself. A few even wonder whether the mind is not produced by the brain alone, but filtered through it, like music through a radio. That idea is not mainstream, yet it lingers because ordinary experience is so strange. Every thought, dream, memory, and fear rises from matter, and no one can fully explain why the lights are on. The origin of life remains one of science's deepest puzzles. Earth was once a young world of rock, ocean, lightning, heat, and restless chemistry. At some unknown moment, non-living ingredients crossed a boundary and became something that could copy itself, use energy, and begin the long climb towards cells, forests, animals, and us. Laboratory experiments have shown that amino acids and other building blocks can form under natural conditions. Meteorites have delivered organic molecules from space. Deep sea vents may have offered mineral chambers where chemistry could grow more complex. Yet the exact leap remains hidden. How did chemistry become biology? How did molecules begin storing instructions? Why did this process happen here, and could it happen almost anywhere? Some people imagine life arriving from elsewhere, carried inside ancient space rocks. Others believe Earth itself was the cradle. Either way, every living thing carries a mystery older than memory, written in a language that science is still learning to read. Quantum particles seem to behave differently when observed. In the tiny world beneath ordinary experience, matter does not always act like solid little objects moving along clear paths. Famous experiments show that particles can spread like waves of possibility, then appear as definite points when measured. The strange part is not simply that they are small. The strange part is that measurement seems to matter. Before detection, an electron can be described as many possible outcomes at once. After detection, one result appears. This has led to some of the most unsettling arguments in science. Does observation create reality? Does the universe split into different branches? Is there a hidden layer guiding the outcome from beneath the visible rules? Some people take these mysteries even further and wonder whether mind and matter are more connected than we assume. Mainstream physics is cautious about that leap. Still, the experiment remains almost dreamlike. The act of looking seems woven into what is found. The wow signal still refuses to explain itself. In 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio picked up a powerful narrowband signal from the direction of Sagittarius. It lasted 72 seconds and matched the kind of pattern some researchers imagined an intelligent transmission might have. The astronomer reviewing the data was so struck by it that he wrote one word in the margin. That word gave the event its famous name. The signal was never detected again, despite many attempts to find it. It could have been a natural phenomenon. It could have been interference. It could have been something ordinary that looked extraordinary for one brief moment. But the fact that it came and vanished has kept imaginations alive for decades. Some people picture a distant beacon sweeping past Earth only once. Others see it as a warning against reading too much into a single anomaly. Either way, for 1 minute, the universe seemed to say something back. Time may not work the way our minds believe. We experience life as a steady flow, with yesterday behind us and tomorrow still waiting ahead. Physics is not always so simple. In some equations, past and future do not have the absolute separation that daily life suggests. Relativity shows that time can stretch, slow, and depend on motion or gravity. A clock near a massive object ticks differently from one far away. At the quantum level, the picture becomes even stranger, because some processes do not seem to care which direction time is moving. This has led to haunting possibilities. Maybe time is not a river. Maybe it is more like a landscape, with human consciousness traveling through it one moment at a time. Some people wonder whether dreams, instincts, or strange feelings of prediction are tiny leaks from a deeper order. Science does not confirm that, but it does leave us with a humbling thought. The present may be less simple than it feels. black holes could be hiding entire unknown laws of nature. A black hole forms when matter collapses so intensely that not even light can escape beyond its boundary. That boundary is called the event horizon, and it marks one of the most mysterious borders in the universe. Outside it, physics can describe orbits, gravity, and radiation. Inside it, our understanding begins to break down. At the center, equations point toward a singularity, where density becomes infinite and familiar laws stop behaving. Many researchers believe this signals not a real object, but a gap in knowledge. Something deeper must happen there. Perhaps quantum gravity takes over. Perhaps information is stored on the surface like a cosmic hologram. Some people imagine black holes as tunnels, seeds of new universes, or locked vaults where reality rewrites itself. These ideas remain debated, but the mystery is real. A black hole is not just a cosmic monster. It is a question carved into space-time. The human brain may predict decisions before we notice them. Experiments have shown that brain activity linked to a choice can appear before a person consciously reports deciding. At first, that sounds almost impossible. We feel as though the conscious self is in charge, weighing options and giving commands. Yet the brain may be preparing actions beneath awareness, while the mind receives the decision slightly later and claims ownership. This does not prove that free will is an illusion, but it complicates the story. Perhaps consciousness is not the king on the throne. It may be more like a narrator, explaining events after deeper systems have already begun moving. Other researchers argue that these experiments are limited, and that real-life choices are far richer than pressing a button in a lab. Still, the question remains gripping. When you decide to speak, turn, reach, forgive, or walk away, where does that decision truly begin? The answer may be hidden before thought itself. The universe might be filled with missing worlds. The centuries, planets beyond our solar system, were only suspected. Now thousands have been confirmed, and the variety is astonishing. There are giant worlds that orbit close to their stars, planets with several suns in their skies, rocky worlds in temperate zones, and strange bodies unlike anything nearby. Yet detection methods reveal only a fraction of what may be out there. Countless small planets could remain unseen. Rogue planets may drift in darkness without any star at all. Some may have buried oceans warmed by internal heat. Others may carry atmospheres, moons, or chemistry that challenges our expectations. The deeper mystery is not simply how many worlds exist. It is how many chances the universe has had to create life, intelligence, or something stranger than both. Some people imagine a galaxy crowded with hidden civilizations. Others picture silent worlds waiting in darkness. Either way, Earth no longer feels like the obvious center of the story. Ball lightning has appeared for centuries, yet remains poorly understood. Witnesses have described glowing spheres drifting through storms, floating above fields, entering rooms, or vanishing with a sharp pop. For a long time, many scientists doubted these stories because the reports sounded too strange and too inconsistent. The objects were said to last longer than ordinary lightning, move in unusual ways, and appear almost independent of the storm that created them. Modern research has offered possible explanations involving vaporized minerals, electrical fields, plasma, microwaves, or chemical reactions in the air. Yet no single theory explains every account. The mystery survives partly because it sits between folklore and physics. Farmers, pilots, sailors, and householders have all reported it. Some people wonder whether rare atmospheric conditions briefly reveal energy behaving in a form we barely understand. Others see mistaken memories and ordinary flashes given unusual meaning. Still, the image remains unforgettable. A small wandering light appears in a storm, and science has to pause. The placebo effect can trigger real changes without real medicine. The person takes a pill with no active drug, yet their pain eases, their symptoms shift, or their body responds as though treatment has begun. This is not simply pretending. Brain scans and chemical measurements suggest that expectation can influence real biological pathways. The mind seems able to release natural painkillers, adjust stress responses, and shape how the body interprets discomfort. That does not mean belief cures everything. It does mean the boundary between thought and flesh is more active than many people assume. The mystery becomes even richer when rituals are included. A confident doctor, a white coat, a convincing procedure, or the simple act of being cared for can change results. Some people see this as proof that the body has hidden healing abilities waiting for the right signal. Science treats it with care, but the wonder remains. Meaning itself can become a kind of medicine. Dreams may reveal hidden systems inside the sleeping brain. Every night, the mind builds worlds without needing eyes: streets, weather, faces, danger, comfort, and impossible events that feel real until waking breaks the spell. Dreams have been studied as memory processing, emotional rehearsal, threat simulation, and random brain activity shaped into story. Each explanation captures part of the picture, but none seems to own it completely. Some dreams solve problems. Some return to childhood places with uncanny detail. Others feel symbolic, prophetic, or connected to worries we have not admitted in daylight. Ancient cultures treated dreams as messages. Modern science often treats them as brain maintenance. The truth may be stranger than either version alone. During sleep, the brain disconnects from the outer world and begins speaking in its own private language. It sorts, tests, repairs, and invents. Perhaps dreams are not one thing at all. They may be many hidden systems wearing the same mask. Some people remember details science says they never experienced. False memories can feel as vivid as real ones. A person may confidently recall an event, a phrase, a place, or a childhood moment that evidence later contradicts. This is not always dishonesty. Memory is not a perfect recording. It is rebuilt each time, using fragments, emotion, suggestion, and imagination. That alone is fascinating, but the mystery grows when large groups share similar wrong memories. Famous examples have inspired endless debate, from misremembered logos to scenes that never appeared in films. Psychologists point to pattern matching, cultural repetition, and the brain's habit of filling gaps. Some people take a more unusual path and wonder whether these shared errors hint at parallel realities, timeline shifts, or brief overlaps between versions of history. There is no solid proof for those ideas, yet they continue to spread because the feeling is so powerful. When memory says yes and the record says no, certainty begins to wobble. The Voynich manuscript still resists every confident explanation. This mysterious illustrated book appears to come from the early 15th century, yet its pages are filled with writing no one has reliably translated. The plants look partly familiar and partly impossible. The diagrams suggest astronomy, bathing rituals, strange biology, and herbal knowledge, but every interpretation slips away when examined closely. Code breakers, linguists, historians, and enthusiasts have all taken turns trying to unlock it. Some believe it is an unknown language. Others argue it is a cipher, a medical text, a hoax, or a work of private imagination. The puzzle is especially powerful because it looks meaningful. The script flows naturally. The illustrations seem organized. The pages feel like they belong to a cistern. Yet the key remains missing. Some people see the book as evidence of forgotten knowledge. Others see a brilliant medieval deception. Whatever it is, the manuscript sits like a sealed door from another mind, and the handle refuses to turn. The Tao's hum is heard by some and missed by others. In the town of Taos, New Mexico, and in other places around the world, certain people report a low, persistent sound that others cannot hear. It is often described as a distant engine, a vibration, or a deep, droning presence. Investigations have searched for industrial sources, power lines, geological movement, and hearing conditions. No explanation has satisfied everyone. The strangest part is the selectivity. In the same house, one person may be disturbed by it while another hears nothing at all. That makes the mystery both physical and personal. Is the sound outside, traveling through air or ground? Is it inside the body, produced by the ear or nervous system? Or is it some combination of environment and perception? Some people imagine secret machinery, hidden experiments, or energy systems below the surface. Those ideas remain speculative, but the experience is real to those who report it. A sound that cannot be shared becomes hard to dismiss. Vast radio bursts arrive from deep space with strange power. For a fraction of a second, a distant source releases a blast of radio energy so intense that it can be detected across billions of light years. These bursts were discovered only recently, and at first they seemed almost impossible. Some happen once and vanish. Others repeat, sometimes with patterns that invite careful study and wild speculation. Natural explanations include magnetars, neutron stars, cosmic collisions, and extreme magnetic environments. Still, the exact origins of many bursts remain uncertain. Their briefness makes them hard to catch. Their distance makes them hard to place. Their power makes them unforgettable. Because radio signals are also associated with communication, some people have wondered whether a few could be artificial, perhaps produced by technology far beyond ours. Science has no need to jump there, but the thought lingers at the edge of the conversation. From the darkness between galaxies comes a pulse, and for one instant, Earth is listening. The Bermuda Triangle still attracts theories beyond ordinary navigation errors. The region between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico became famous through stories of vanished ships, missing aircraft, strange compass readings, and unexplained weather. Many cases have been re-examined and given practical explanations. Storms can rise quickly. Human error happens. Equipment fails. The area is heavily traveled, which increases the number of incidents. Yet the legend persists because some stories remain difficult to untangle, especially when records are incomplete or reports changed over time. The triangle became more than a place. It became a symbol of the ocean's ability to swallow certainty. Some people imagine magnetic anomalies, methane eruptions, secret testing zones, portals, or lost technologies beneath the waves. Skeptics argue that the mystery was built by exaggeration and selective storytelling. Both views reveal something interesting. The sea does not need fantasy to be terrifyingly vast, but human imagination cannot resist a pattern. When maps leave room for fear, legends sail in. The Antikythera mechanism seems too advanced for its ancient age. Recovered from a shipwreck near a Greek island, this corroded bronze device stunned researchers once its inner gears were understood. It could track astronomical cycles, predict eclipses, and model movements in the sky with a sophistication that seemed out of place for the ancient world. The mechanism did not appear from nowhere. It came from a culture rich in mathematics, observation, and craftsmanship. Yet its complexity still raises a haunting question. How much ancient technology has been lost because wood decayed, metal was melted, and libraries burned. This one object may be a survivor from a broader tradition we barely know. Some people see it as evidence that early civilizations reached levels of mechanical knowledge we have underestimated. More speculative voices even wonder whether forgotten teachers or vanished schools preserved older insights. The safer answer is human genius. But even that is astonishing. A hand turned a dial, and the heavens moved in miniature. The missing antimatter problem questions why anything exists at all. According to our understanding, the early universe should have produced matter and antimatter in nearly equal amounts. When the two meet, they destroy each other and release energy. If everything had been perfectly balanced, the cosmos might have become a vast flash of radiation with no stars, no planets, and no one to wonder about it. Yet here we are, living in a universe dominated by matter. Somewhere, somehow, a tiny imbalance must have occurred. The question is why. Particle experiments have found small differences in behavior, but not enough to fully explain the cosmic result. This makes existence itself feel like the aftermath of a mysterious preference. Some people describe it almost like the universe choosing one side over another. That is not scientific language, but it captures the all. Every mountain, ocean, heartbeat, and candle flame may exist because reality leaned, by the smallest margin, away from perfect disappearance. The Pioneer anomaly once hinted that spacecraft felt unknown forces. When the Pioneer 10 and Pioneer 11 probes traveled beyond the outer planets, something strange appeared in their motion. They seemed to be slowing slightly more than expected, as if a faint invisible pull were tugging them back toward the sun. The effect was tiny, but the implications felt enormous. Could gravity behave differently in deep space? Could some unknown drag exist between the planets? For years, the anomaly became a favorite doorway into bigger questions about whether our laws of motion were truly complete. Later studies pointed to a more practical explanation involving heat escaping unevenly from the spacecraft themselves. Yet the story remains fascinating because it shows how a small mismatch can briefly open a crack in reality. Two machines crossed into the dark, carrying human instruments farther than almost anything before them, and for a while, their quiet drift seemed to suggest that space had one more rule we had not learned. Gravity remains strangely weak compared with the other forces. A small magnet can lift a paperclip against the pull of an entire planet. That simple classroom trick hides one of the strangest facts in physics. Gravity shapes galaxies, steers moons, and bends light near massive stars. Yet at the scale of particles, it is almost unbelievably faint. Scientists can describe its effects with great accuracy, but they still do not fully understand why it is so much weaker than electromagnetism or the nuclear forces. Some theories suggest gravity may spread into extra dimensions, making it seem diluted in the world we perceive. Others propose that our current picture is only a surface layer of something deeper. Some people take the mystery further and imagine gravity as a clue that our universe is connected to hidden spaces beyond ordinary reach. Whatever the truth, the force that keeps our feet on the ground may also be pointing toward the largest unknown architecture in existence. The arrow of time points forward for reasons still debated. A broken glass does not leap back onto a table and assemble itself. Smoke does not curl neatly back into a candle flame. Our world has a direction, and every moment seems to move from order toward disorder. Scientists connect this to entropy, which describes how systems tend to spread into more possible arrangements. Yet the deeper question remains: why did the universe begin in such a special low entropy state? Why does time have a direction in our experience when many fundamental equations can run both ways? This puzzle turns ordinary life into something cosmic. Aging, memory, cause, and consequence all depend on the same mysterious tilt. Some people wonder whether time's forward motion is a local effect, or whether other regions of reality might experience direction differently. It sounds impossible, yet physics leaves room for discomfort. The ticking clock may not be a universal truth. It may be a habit of our corner of existence. The Fermi paradox asks why the sky seems silent. With billions of stars in our galaxy, and many of them older than the Sun, it seems reasonable to expect that life has appeared elsewhere. If even a few civilizations became advanced enough to travel, send signals, or build vast structures, the evidence might already be visible. Yet when we listen, the heavens remain strangely quiet. This is the heart of the paradox. The universe looks like it should be crowded, but it behaves as if it is empty. Explanations range from rare life, short-lived civilizations, and difficult interstellar travel, to the possibility that intelligent beings choose silence. Some people imagine a hidden rule, a cosmic quarantine, or watchers who prefer not to reveal themselves. Others think we are simply young, using primitive tools near a small star. The unsettling beauty of the question is that every answer changes our place in the universe. Either we are rare, late, ignored, or not truly alone. Human intuition may detect patterns before logic explains them. People sometimes know something feels wrong before they can explain why. A firefighter leaves a room moments before the floor gives way. A doctor senses that a patient is in danger before the test results confirm it. A traveler takes a different route because the usual one feels off. In many cases, intuition may be the brain recognizing subtle patterns at high speed, using stored experience before conscious thought catches up. Tiny changes in sound, posture, timing, smell, or behavior can become clues without ever becoming words. Yet this ability still feels mysterious because it arrives as certainty without a visible path. Some people believe intuition reaches beyond ordinary perception, touching hidden information or a wider field of awareness. Science usually keeps the explanation closer to the brain, but even that is remarkable. Beneath the surface of thought, something is constantly listening, comparing, warning, and assembling meaning before the conscious mind opens the door. The placebo's darker twin can make fear feel physical. Expectation does not only heal, it can also harm. When a person believes a harmless substance or situation will make them feel unwell, the body may respond with genuine discomfort. This is called the nocebo effect, and it reveals how deeply belief can influence biology. A warning about side effects can sometimes help create the very symptoms it describes. Fear can tighten muscles, change breathing, increase pain, disturb sleep, and make ordinary sensations feel alarming. The strange part is that the body is not pretending. It is following signals from the mind as though danger has been detected. This gives old stories about curses, omens, and bad luck a new kind of psychological weight. Some people wonder whether belief has more power over the body than modern culture admits. Science approaches the subject carefully because the implications are delicate. Still, it leaves a startling thought behind. A feared outcome can begin shaping flesh before anything physical has happened. Ancient megaliths still challenge simple explanations of early engineering. Across the world, enormous stones were moved, shaped, raised, and aligned by people who left behind few written explanations. Some monuments weigh more than modern houses. Others were fitted together so tightly that their builders seem to have understood stone with astonishing patience and skill. The standard view credits human labor, clever tools, ropes, ramps, sledges, and generations of practical knowledge. That explanation is powerful, but it does not remove the wonder. In places such as Baalbek, Avebury and Carnac, the scale still feels almost defiant. Why invest such effort? What ceremonies, sky observations, power structures, or lost beliefs made these stones worth moving? Some people imagine forgotten technologies, vanished teachers, or knowledge passed down from an earlier age. Those ideas remain debated, yet the monuments keep inviting them because they do not feel casual. They feel intentional, enduring, and strangely confident, as if ancient hands were building for eyes far beyond their own time. The Nazca lines appear meaningful from views their makers never had. In the desert of southern Peru, giant shapes stretch across the ground. Birds, spiders, monkeys, straight lines, and geometric forms were made by removing dark stones to reveal lighter earth below. From nearby hills, some designs can be seen, but many are most striking from the air. This has led to one of archaeology's most irresistible mysteries. Why create artwork best appreciated from above, long before airplanes? Mainstream explanations include ritual pathways, water ceremonies, astronomical alignments, and symbolic offerings to deities connected with sky and rain. The dry climate preserved the markings for centuries, turning the desert into a vast open manuscript. Some people have proposed stranger ideas involving ancient flight, visitors from the stars, or messages meant for beings in the heavens. Those theories are speculative, but the question behind them is compelling. Whoever made the lines understood scale, landscape, and belief in a way that still feels larger than ordinary ground-level thinking. The moon's formation story still contains uncomfortable gaps. The leading theory says a Mars-sized body struck the young Earth, throwing material into orbit that later gathered into the moon. This impact idea explains many things, including the moon's size and its relationship to Earth. Yet important details continue to bother researchers. The chemical similarity between Earth and the moon is closer than some versions of the model predicted. The exact nature of the impact, the speed, the angle, and the mixing of material remain under discussion. The moon also has a stabilizing role in Earth's tilt, which may have helped create long-term climate patterns favorable for life. That makes its origin feel more than accidental to some imaginations. Some people speculate about capture, ancient artificial influence, or a cosmic arrangement too convenient to dismiss. Science does not need those ideas, but it has not made the story feel simple. Our nearest companion is familiar in the sky, yet mysterious in its beginning. The brain sometimes creates phantom limbs that feel completely real. After a limb is lost, some people continue to feel its presence. They may sense a hand opening, toes curling, or pain coming from a place that is no longer physically there. This shows that the body we experience is not only built from flesh, it is also built from maps inside the brain. Those maps can remain active even when the body has changed. Treatments such as mirror therapy can sometimes ease phantom pain by giving the brain visual feedback that helps it update its internal model. The mystery is both medical and philosophical. If a missing hand can feel real, then how much of ordinary bodily experience is also a construction? Some people see phantom sensations as evidence that the self is more fluid than it appears. Others wonder whether the body has an energetic pattern that persists beyond visible matter. However we explain it, the mind can hold a shape after the world has removed it. Déjà vu feels familiar, yet its cause remains uncertain. Almost everyone knows the feeling. A room, a sentence, or a passing moment suddenly seems to have happened before. It lasts only seconds, but while it is happening, the certainty can feel absolute. Researchers have suggested that déjà vu may arise when the brain's familiarity system misfires, giving a new experience the emotional texture of memory. Another idea is that a tiny delay between processing pathways creates the impression of seeing the present twice. Some cases may relate to fatigue, stress, or temporal lobe activity. Still, the experience keeps its power because it feels so precise. You do not merely think something is familiar. You feel as though time has folded. Some people interpret it as a glimpse of a previous life, a parallel timeline, or a memory from a dream that somehow arrived early. Science remains cautious, yet the sensation is hard to shrug off. For a moment, the present feels haunted by itself. The double-slit experiment still unsettles our picture of reality. A beam of tiny particles is sent toward two narrow openings. If no one checks which opening each particle passes through, the results form a wave pattern, as though each particle explored multiple possibilities. When the path is measured, that pattern changes, and the particles behave more like ordinary objects. This experiment has been repeated with electrons, photons, and even larger molecules, and it remains one of the clearest windows into quantum strangeness. The mystery is not just technical. It challenges the assumption that objects always have definite properties before interaction. Some interpretations say reality is probabilistic until measured. Others suggest unseen variables, branching worlds or relationships rather than fixed things. Some people hear this and wonder whether consciousness itself plays a role, although many physicists would separate measurement from human awareness. Still, the experiment feels like a riddle placed at the foundation of matter. The universe seems to offer different answers depending on how it is asked. Some animals sense earthquakes before instruments record them. For centuries, people have reported unusual animal behavior before major tremors. Dogs become restless. Birds abandon roosts. Toads leave breeding areas. Snakes emerge at odd times. Many such stories are difficult to verify after the fact, yet the pattern is intriguing enough that researchers continue to study it. Animals may detect subtle vibrations, changes in groundwater chemistry, low-frequency sounds, or electrical shifts in the environment. Their senses often reach beyond ours, so what feels supernatural may be an ordinary ability we simply lack. Still, some accounts describe reactions far earlier than expected, which keeps the mystery alive. Some people imagine animals tuning into Earth as a living system, sensing stress in rock before disaster reaches the surface. Careful science asks for stronger evidence, but it does not dismiss the larger possibility. The planet may speak in tiny signals before it moves, and creatures closer to the ground may hear the warning first. The sun's corona burns hotter than its visible surface. The surface of the sun is unimaginably hot, yet the outer atmosphere above it is far hotter. This seems backward. Moving away from a fire should mean cooling down, but the corona reaches temperatures of millions of degrees. Scientists have proposed explanations involving magnetic waves, tangled fields, and countless small energy releases called nanoflares. Space missions have flown closer to the sun to watch these processes unfold, but the full answer is still being refined. The mystery matters because the corona shapes solar wind, space weather, and storms that can affect satellites and power systems on Earth. It also reminds us that even our own star is not fully understood. Some people see the sun almost like a cosmic engine with hidden chambers, powering life while guarding secrets in plain sight. Every sunrise feels familiar, yet above that bright surface, invisible forces are heating a crown of fire in ways we are still trying to explain. The deepest ocean may hold life forms unlike anything imagined. Sunlight disappears long before the sea floor, yet life continues in darkness under crushing pressure and near freezing temperatures. Around hydrothermal vents, creatures thrive on chemical energy rather than sunlight. Strange worms, pale crabs, glassy fish, and microbial communities form ecosystems that once seemed impossible. The deeper we explore, the more Earth looks unfamiliar to itself. Some trenches remain barely visited. Many species have likely never been seen by human eyes. The mystery grows because deep ocean life may offer clues about alien habitats. If organisms can survive around chemical vents beneath our seas, then perhaps life could exist under the ice of distant moons. Some people imagine ancient organisms, undiscovered intelligence, or biological forms that challenge the categories we use on land. Those ideas may sound wild, but the ocean has earned them. Most of it remains unmapped in detail. Beneath the waves, our own planet still has an inner night filled with unanswered life. Rogue waves were sailor legends until instruments proved them real. For generations, sailors told stories of enormous walls of water rising suddenly from the sea. These waves seemed too large, too steep, and too unexpected to fit standard ocean models. Many experts treated the tales as exaggeration, shaped by fear and memory. Then instruments began recording them. One famous measurement on an offshore platform showed a wave far higher than surrounding seas, confirming that these monsters were not only folklore. Rogue waves may form when currents, winds, and smaller waves combine in rare ways, focusing energy into a single towering event. The mathematics is still complex, and prediction remains difficult. The mystery carries a lesson about dismissed testimony. People at sea had described something real before science had the tools to accept it. Some people take that as a reminder that strange reports should not always be laughed away. Sometimes the ocean is ahead of the textbook, and legend is simply data waiting for an instrument. The placebo effect works even when patients know the truth. It seems logical that a placebo should only work when someone believes they are receiving real treatment. Yet studies have found that open-label placebos can still help some people, even when they are told the pill contains no active medicine. That is deeply strange. It suggests that the ritual of care may have its own power. Taking a pill at a certain time, receiving attention, and participating in a healing process can activate expectations without deception. The body may respond to pattern and meaning as much as belief. This does not turn sugar pills into miracle cures, but it does complicate the usual boundary between mind and medicine. Some people see it as evidence that the nervous system follows symbols more closely than we admit. Others view it as a practical insight into how treatment context affects outcomes. Either way, the result is astonishing. Even when the mind knows the trick, the body may still answer the performance. Human memory changes itself every time it is recalled. A memory feels like a file pulled from storage, but the brain does not work that neatly. Each act of remembering can reopen the memory and make it flexible again. Details may be strengthened, softened, blended with later information, or reshaped by emotion. Over time, the story can feel more certain while becoming less exact. This explains why eyewitness accounts can differ, why childhood memories may contain pieces added later, and why personal history often feels polished by repetition. The unsettling part is that memory is not broken when this happens. It is doing what memory does. It preserves meaning, not perfect footage. Some people wonder whether the self is therefore less fixed than it appears. If our past is partly rebuilt in the present, then identity becomes an ongoing edit. The mystery is intimate. You carry your life inside you, but every time you visit it, you may leave a fingerprint on the door. The universe may contain more dimensions than we can sense. We move through length, width, height, and time. That seems complete because our senses were built for survival, not ultimate truth. Some theories in physics propose additional dimensions curled up so tightly or arranged so differently that we never notice them directly. These hidden dimensions could help explain the behavior of particles, the weakness of gravity, or the deeper structure of reality. The idea sounds fantastical, but it comes from serious attempts to unite forces that do not easily fit together. Imagine a creature living on a flat sheet, unaware that an entire upward direction exists. Its world would be real, yet incomplete. Some people wonder whether we are like that creature, surrounded by directions our bodies cannot enter. Perhaps certain mysteries feel impossible because we are trying to explain a larger structure from inside a narrow slice. The universe may not be far away from us. It may be folded beside us. The Great Attractor pulls galaxies towards something we barely understand. Far beyond our local group, countless galaxies appear to be moving toward a region hidden partly behind the crowded stars and dust of the Milky Way. This gravitational pull has been called the Great Attractor. It is not a single object in any simple sense, but part of a massive concentration of matter embedded in a larger cosmic flow. Because our own galaxy blocks a clear view, the region became especially mysterious. Astronomers have mapped clusters and superclusters involved in the motion, yet the name still carries a thrilling weight. Something enormous is influencing the movement of galaxies across space. Some people imagine a cosmic drain, a hidden structure, or an ancient scar in the universe. The scientific picture is more measured, but not less awe-inspiring. We are not sitting still in the dark. Our galaxy, with every star and every sleeping city inside it, is being carried along by gravity toward a vast, unseen destination. The Tunguska explosion left no obvious crater behind. In 1908, a massive blast flattened trees across a remote region of Siberia. Witnesses saw fire in the sky and felt shockwaves over great distances. Yet when investigators later reached the area, they found no large impact crater. The leading explanation is that a small asteroid or comet exploded in the atmosphere before reaching the ground. That would release enormous energy while leaving little solid debris. Still, the event remains wrapped in mystery because it happened in a remote place before modern monitoring systems existed. Some reports describe unusual lights, strange atmospheric effects, and a pattern of destruction that invites debate. Some people have proposed fragments of antimatter, natural gas eruptions, mini black holes, or even technology from beyond Earth. Most of those ideas are not widely accepted, yet the imagination returns to them because the scene feels cinematic. A force arrived from above, changed a forest in moments, and vanished without leaving a clean signature. The bloop sounded enormous before its natural explanation was proposed. In the late 1990s, underwater microphones recorded an extremely powerful low-frequency sound across the Pacific. It was loud enough to be detected by sensors separated by vast distances. At first, the signal inspired huge curiosity because it did not immediately fit familiar sources. Some listeners imagined an unknown animal of impossible size, hidden in the deep ocean. Others wondered about geological activity, secret vessels, or something stranger moving through the water. Later analysis connected the sound to ice cracking and breaking away in the Southern Ocean. That explanation is convincing, yet the fascination remains. The original recording reminded people how little of the ocean is directly witnessed. A sound can travel through darkness long before a cause is seen. It also showed how easily the mind populates empty spaces with giants. Even when the answer is natural, the feeling survives. The deep sea is so vast that a mystery only has to echo once to become unforgettable. Octopus intelligence seems strangely alien for an Earth creature. An octopus can solve puzzles, escape tanks, change color and texture, use tools, recognize individuals, and squeeze through openings that seem impossible. Its nervous system is not arranged like ours. Much of its intelligence is spread through its arms, which can explore and respond with surprising independence. This makes the animal feel less like a simple creature and more like a different experiment in consciousness. Humans and octopuses separated on the tree of life long ago, yet complex intelligence arose in both lines. That suggests nature can build clever minds in radically different ways. Some people find them so unusual that they jokingly call them visitors from another world. The truth may be even better. They are not alien because they came from space. They are alien because Earth itself produced a mind so unlike our own. Looking into an octopus eye, we meet intelligence without the comfort of similarity, and the encounter feels like a preview of contact. The genetic code's origin still feels almost impossibly elegant. Inside living cells, sequences of chemical letters are translated into proteins through a code shared by nearly all life on Earth. This system is precise, efficient, and ancient. The puzzle is how it began. A code requires molecules to carry information, other molecules to read it, and a process that links symbols to physical results. That sounds almost circular. How did the first version emerge before cells had the machinery we see today? Researchers explore ideas involving RNA worlds, self-organizing chemistry, mineral surfaces, and simpler codes that grew more complex over time. Each possibility offers a path, but the full story remains incomplete. Some people see the elegance of the code and suspect design, guidance, or a deeper organizing principle in nature. Science continues searching for natural steps, but even those steps feel extraordinary. Every heartbeat depends on an ancient translation system whose first successful sentence may have changed the planet forever. Mitochondria may preserve traces of an ancient biological merger. Inside almost every complex cell are tiny structures that help turn food into usable energy. They have their own DNA and resemble bacteria in striking ways. The leading explanation is that long ago, one microbe entered another and did not get digested. Instead, the two formed a partnership so successful that it became the foundation for plants, animals, fungi, and us. This idea is astonishing because it suggests complexity began not only through competition, but through alliance. A swallowed cell became a power source. An accident, invasion, or survival bargain became a turning point in evolution. Some people wonder how many other hidden mergers shaped life in ways we have not yet recognized. The event also changes how we think about identity. You are not a single, simple lineage. Your body carries the legacy of ancient cooperation between beings that were once separate. Deep inside every breath, an old union is still working. The Cambrian explosion produced complex bodies with surprising speed. More than 500 million years ago, the fossil record suddenly shows a remarkable increase in animal body plans. Creatures with shells, limbs, eyes, segments, and strange forms appeared across ancient seas. The change was not literally instant, but it was rapid on geological scales. Scientists have proposed rising oxygen, genetic innovations, predator-prey dynamics, environmental shifts, and ecological feedback as possible drivers. Still, the burst of creativity feels extraordinary. Some fossils from this period look like experimental designs from a workshop of life. Some left no obvious modern descendants. Others point toward major groups that would later dominate the planet. The mystery attracts alternative speculation because it feels like a sudden unlocking of possibility. Some people imagine hidden triggers, cosmic influences, or a lost chapter before the fossils became visible. The scientific explanations are rich, but the wonder remains. For billions of years, life was most too simple, and then the seas began inventing bodies. The magnetic sense in animals remains partly hidden from view. Birds migrate across continents and return with uncanny precision. Sea turtles cross oceans and find beaches connected to their beginnings. Salmon navigate back toward the rivers where they hatched. One explanation is magnetoception, the ability to sense Earth's magnetic field. Researchers have found clues involving iron minerals, light-sensitive proteins, and nervous system pathways, but the full mechanism differs by species and remains difficult to observe directly. The experience itself is almost impossible for humans to imagine. What would a magnetic field feel like? A direction? A color? A pressure behind the eyes? Some people see animal navigation as evidence that the natural world contains layers of perception we have lost or never had. Others wonder whether human beings may retain weak traces of similar abilities. The mystery is humbling. The planet may be covered in invisible lines of information, and animals may be reading a map that surrounds us every moment without entering our awareness. The human gut may influence mood in ways still emerging. The digestive system is filled with nerves, immune activity, chemical signals, and vast communities of microbes. For a long time, mood was discussed mostly in terms of the brain. Now, research increasingly looks at the gut-brain connection, where signals move through the vagus nerve, hormones, inflammation, and microbial byproducts. This does not mean every emotion begins in the stomach. It means the body is more interconnected than the old mental map suggested. Diet, stress, illness, and gut bacteria may all influence how a person feels, thinks, and reacts. Some people take this further and imagine the microbiome as a hidden counsel inside us, nudging appetite, anxiety, and even personality. That idea can be overstated, but it captures something fascinating. You are not only one organism making decisions alone. You are an ecosystem with a nervous system. The mind may be shaped not just by thoughts, but by unseen life in the dark interior. The brain's default network becomes active when we appear idle. When the person rests, daydreams, remembers, imagines the future, or thinks about themselves. A set of connected brain regions often becomes active. This network surprised researchers because the brain was not simply switching off during quiet moments. It was doing something complex. It may help build the sense of self, simulate other people's thoughts, weave memories into identity, and prepare for possible futures. This makes idleness feel less empty and more mysterious. While someone stares out a window, the brain may be rehearsing life, editing the past, and creating inner scenes no one else can see. Meditation, trauma, depression, creativity, and dreaming may all involve changes in this system, which makes it a crossroads for many questions. Some people wonder whether altered states quiet the ordinary self and allow other patterns of awareness to emerge. Science describes networks and activity. Experience adds the wonder. Doing nothing may be one of the mind's most active performances. Near-death experiences share patterns that science still debates. People who come close to death sometimes report leaving the body, moving through darkness, seeing light, meeting presences, reviewing their lives, or feeling overwhelming peace. Not every account is the same, and cultural expectations can shape the details. Researchers have proposed explanations involving oxygen changes, brain chemistry, memory construction, and activity during crisis. Yet the reports remain powerful because many people describe them as more real than ordinary life. Some include perceptions from a viewpoint above the body, which invites especially intense debate. Skeptics see the brain creating vivid experiences under extreme stress. Others believe consciousness may separate from the body, at least briefly, or touch a realm beyond measurement. The mystery cannot be handled carelessly because it often changes how survivors live afterward. Fear may lessen. Priorities may shift. Whether the cause is neurological, spiritual, or something between categories, these experiences suggest that the border of life holds stories science has not fully closed. The placebo effect can imitate surgery better than expected. In some medical studies, patients have improved after procedures where the dramatic part of the operation never truly happened. The skin may be opened, the ritual may look convincing, and the patient may believe repair has taken place. Yet the main surgical action is absent. Results like this are uncomfortable because they reveal how much healing can be shaped by expectation, setting, authority, and the body's own response systems. This does not mean surgery is fake. It means the human organism reacts powerfully to the story it believes it is inside. Pain, movement, confidence, and inflammation can all shift when the brain receives the message that help has arrived. Some people see this as evidence of an untapped inner pharmacy. Others see a warning that treatment must be tested with great care. Either way, the operating room becomes stranger. Under bright lights and careful hands, belief itself may become part of the instrument tray. Sleep paralysis created centuries of terrifying visitor stories. A person wakes in darkness and cannot move. The room feels charged. Breathing becomes difficult. A presence may seem to stand nearby, press on the chest, or watch from the corner. Around the world, this experience has been interpreted through different traditions. Some cultures spoke of spirits. Others described witches, demons, shadow figures, or night visitors. Modern science connects many cases to a disrupted boundary between dreaming sleep and waking awareness. The body remains temporarily immobilized while dream imagery leaks into the room. That explanation is strong, but it does not make the experience feel less real to those who endure it. Some people wonder whether the state opens a doorway into hidden layers of perception, because so many accounts share similar features. The safer answer is the brain caught between two worlds. Still, that is strange enough. For a few helpless moments, the dream does not stay behind the eyes. It enters the bedroom. The moon illusion makes the horizon moon look impossibly large. When the moon hangs low near trees, buildings, or mountains, it can appear enormous. Later, when it rises higher into empty sky, it seems to shrink. Yet photographs show that its actual size in the sky barely changes. The mystery lives inside perception. The brain may compare the low moon with familiar objects near the horizon, or interpret the sky as a flattened dome rather than an equal sphere above us. Different theories explain pieces of the effect, but no single account has ended discussion completely. What makes this so fascinating is that knowledge does not break the spell. You can understand the illusion and still feel that the moon has swollen over the landscape. Some people take such experiences as reminders that reality arrives through interpretation, not direct contact. We do not simply see the world. The mind measures, edits, and frames it. Even the moon becomes different when consciousness changes the scene around it. The Hutchison effect remains a magnet for fringe debate. In the 1970s and 80s, inventor John Hutchison claimed that unusual electromagnetic experiments caused objects to levitate, metals to deform, and materials to behave in impossible ways. Videos and stories circulated among people fascinated by anti-gravity, free energy, and hidden physics. Mainstream investigators have been highly skeptical, pointing to poor controls, unclear documentation, and the lack of reliable independent replication. Yet the legend persists because it touches a powerful dream. What if electricity, magnetism, and resonance can interact in ways that standard equipment rarely reveals? What if the right frequencies could loosen gravity's grip, even briefly? Those ideas have never been proven here, but they keep attracting curiosity because the claims feel like a forbidden workshop at the edge of science. Some people see only trickery or mistake. Others see a trail that was never followed properly. The mystery is less about accepted fact and more about why certain possibilities refuse to leave the imagination. The Hesdalen lights continue to glow over a Norwegian valley. Since at least the 20th century, people in a remote valley in Norway have reported luminous objects moving through the night. Some hover, some drift, some flash white, yellow, or red. Scientific teams have monitored the area with cameras, radar, and instruments, which gives the mystery more weight than ordinary rumor. Explanations have included ionized dust, unusual geology, atmospheric plasma, combustion, and electrical effects related to minerals in the ground. Yet the reports remain varied enough to keep the story alive. The setting helps too. A quiet valley, cold air, dark mountains, and lights that appear without a simple script. Some people see them as natural laboratories where Earth produces rare energy displays. Others imagine craft, probes, or signals passing through a place with unusual properties. The evidence does not require visitors from elsewhere, but it does leave room for wonder. Something shines there often enough to be studied, and strangely enough to resist easy closure. The Marfa lights still divide witnesses, skeptics, and locals. In West Texas, mysterious lights have been reported near the horizon for generations. They may appear as glowing orbs, moving points, splitting forms, or distant flickers that seem to dance across the desert. Skeptics point to car headlights, campfires, atmospheric refraction, and the way distance can distort ordinary lights in open country. Those explanations cover many sightings, especially from popular viewing areas near highways. Yet some locals insist that older reports predate modern traffic and that certain lights behave in ways simple explanations do not satisfy. The debate has become part of the region's identity. Visitors arrive hoping to see something strange. Locals tell stories with caution, humor, and pride. Some people imagine desert energy, hidden military activity, or portals shimmering in the heat. Others see a lesson in perception, geography, and expectation. The charm is that the lights do not need to choose. They remain halfway between roadside phenomenon and modern folklore. The Baghdad battery inspired arguments about ancient electrical knowledge. A clay jar found near Baghdad contained a copper cylinder and an iron rod. To some observers, it resembled a simple galvanic cell, the kind of object that could produce a small electric current if filled with an acidic liquid. That idea created a storm of speculation. Could ancient people have used electricity for electroplating, rituals, healing sensations, or secret temple effects? Many scholars are doubtful. The object may have been used for storing scrolls, protecting sacred materials, or something entirely unrelated to power. No wires, lamps, or clear electrical systems were found with it. Even so, the possibility keeps returning because it challenges the ordinary timeline of technology. Some people love it as a symbol of lost invention, a reminder that ancient craftsmen may have understood practical effects without leaving modern explanations behind. Whether battery or container, the object asks a wonderful question. How many tools from the past are misunderstood because we no longer know the trick? The Sphinx's age remains disputed by some alternative researchers. The Great Sphinx is usually placed within the Old Kingdom of Egypt, connected to the pyramid complex at Giza and the reign of Khafre. Yet a minority of writers have argued that weathering patterns around the enclosure suggest a much older origin, possibly from a wetter period in Egypt's distant past. Mainstream Egyptology strongly disputes the claim, pointing to archaeological context, surrounding monuments, and evidence of known construction traditions. The disagreement has become famous because it changes the scale of the story. A conventional date makes the Sphinx a masterpiece of pharaonic power. An older date would imply a forgotten culture capable of monumental stonework long before the accepted timeline allows. Some people connect the idea with lost civilizations, ancient star knowledge, or memories preserved after catastrophe. The evidence remains debated, and the mainstream case is firm. Still, the face in the limestone keeps its secretive power. It looks toward the horizon, and people keep wondering who first shaped it. The Piri Reis map continues to attract unusual theories. In the early 16th century, Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis compiled a world map using older sources. The surviving fragment shows parts of the Atlantic, South America, Africa, and islands with surprising ambition for its time. The controversy comes from interpretations claiming that the map contains knowledge of Antarctica before its official discovery, sometimes even suggesting an ice-free coast. Many historians reject those claims, arguing that the supposed Antarctic section is better understood as a distorted continuation of South America or a product of cartographic convention. Still, the map remains irresistible because it points to a wider mystery of lost sources. What older charts did Piri Reis consult? How much geographic knowledge moved through sailors, merchants, and empires before it entered familiar textbooks? Some people imagine ancient navigators, vanished archives, or inheritance from a forgotten maritime civilization. Even without the wildest claims, the fragment feels like a message from a world where maps carried secrets across centuries. The Yonaguni structure blurs the line between geology and design. Off the coast of Japan, divers have explored an underwater formation with terraces, sharp angles, flat surfaces, and step-like features. To some eyes, it looks like a submerged monument. To others, it is a natural rock formation shaped by fractures, currents, and erosion. The debate has lasted because the site sits exactly where imagination loves to work, between nature's geometry and human intention. If it is natural, it is still remarkable. Rock can break in ways that mimic architecture, especially when layers and joints guide the shape. If any part was modified by people, the implications become thrilling, because sea levels were lower in the past. That would place activity there in a much older landscape. Some people connect the formation with lost island cultures or memories of drowned worlds. The evidence has not settled the matter for everyone. Beneath clear water and shifting light, stone steps seem to wait for a verdict. Stonehenge still holds questions beyond its famous solar alignment. The Great Stone Circle is often linked with the summer solstice, when crowds gather to watch sunlight meet the ancient monument. Yet its story is far richer than a single sunrise. Some stones came from distant Wales, which means people transported massive blocks across land and possibly water with extraordinary effort. Burials, nearby wooden structures, processional routes, and surrounding earthworks suggest that the wider landscape held layers of ceremony. Researchers have explored connections to healing, ancestry, seasonal gatherings, sound, politics, and the movement between life and death. Still, no inscription tells us what the builders believed. Some people imagine forgotten priesthoods, star calendars, acoustic rituals, or knowledge inherited from earlier megalithic traditions. The monument's power comes from both precision and silence. It was planned, revised, and used across many generations. Whatever happened there mattered enough for people to move mountains of stone, then leave the meaning just out of reach. Göbekli Tepe changed assumptions about ancient builders and belief. In southeastern Turkey, carved stone pillars were raised by people who lived before farming cities were thought to dominate human life. The site includes animal reliefs, circular enclosures, and signs of organized labor, on a surprising scale. For many researchers, this challenged the older idea that settled agriculture came first, then temples. Here, belief or gathering may have helped pull people together before permanent village life fully transformed the region. That possibility is profound. It suggests that shared mystery, ritual, and symbolic imagination could have shaped civilization as much as bread and walls did. Some people go further and connect the site with lost knowledge after ancient catastrophe, pointing to carvings that they believe preserve astronomical warnings. Those claims are debated, yet the site itself needs no exaggeration to astonish. Long before kings and empires, people carved animals into stone and built spaces that seemed designed for awe. The deep past suddenly became more intelligent, stranger, and more organized. The Baghdad Battery may be ordinary or something stranger. The same artifact could look completely different depending on the story placed around it. Seen one way, it is a practical container from ancient Mesopotamia. Seen another, it is a coup that simple electrical effects were known long before modern science named them. This second possibility keeps resurfacing because experiments with replicas can produce small voltages under certain conditions. Yet producing a current is not the same as proving ancient purpose. Many objects can be made to do things their makers never intended. The real puzzle is context. Where are the connected tools, the repeated examples, the workshop traces, the written references? Without them, caution is necessary. Still, some people argue that lost practices do not always leave complete evidence, especially when metal was reused and knowledge was guarded. The artifact remains a perfect mystery object because it balances on a narrow edge. It may be simple storage, or it may be a surviving piece of forgotten craft. Some meteorites contain amino acids from beyond Earth. When stones fall from space, they sometimes carry organic molecules inside them. Among these are amino acids, which are building blocks associated with life's chemistry. This does not mean the meteorites contain little organisms. It means that space itself can produce some of the ingredients that biology later uses. The idea changes the feeling of the cosmos. Instead of a sterile emptiness, it becomes a vast chemical workshop. Asteroids, comets, dust clouds, and icy bodies may carry complex material across planetary systems. Early Earth was bombarded by such objects, and some researchers think they may have delivered useful ingredients to the young planet. Some people take the idea further and wonder whether life's recipe is seeded widely through space, waiting for the right oceans and energy to awaken. Science is cautious about that leap, but the possibility is deeply exciting. A fallen stone may be more than debris. It may be a messenger from chemistry older than Earth. The interstellar object Oumuamua behaved strangely as it passed us. In 2017, astronomers detected the first known visitor from outside our solar system passing through the neighborhood. Its path showed that it came from interstellar space, which was astonishing by itself. Then came the oddities. Its brightness changed dramatically, suggesting an unusual shape or rotation. It accelerated slightly as it moved away from the sun, yet it did not show a clear comet tail in the familiar way. Natural explanations include a strange icy body, a fragment of a disrupted world, or an object shedding material in ways hard to detect. Some people famously wondered whether it could be artificial, perhaps a probe or light sail from another civilization. That idea remained speculative and controversial, but the object's brief visit made it impossible not to wonder. We saw it only as it was already leaving. It slipped through our system like a stranger passing at night, close enough to notice, too fast to question properly. Tabby's star dimmed in ways that once fueled alien theories. A star known as KIC 8462852 showed unusual dips in brightness, some deeper and stranger than ordinary planet transits. The pattern attracted attention because it seemed irregular and dramatic. Natural explanations included dust, comet fragments, stellar activity, or material orbiting in uneven clouds. Yet for a while, one extraordinary idea captured public imagination. Could a civilization be building enormous structures around the star, blocking its light in pieces? The concept of a megastructure sounded like science fiction, but it arose because researchers were openly considering all possibilities before better data arrived. Later observations supported dust-related explanations more strongly than alien engineering. Still, the episode matters because it showed how astronomy can stumble upon events that briefly widen the imagination. A distant star flickered in an unusual way, and humanity allowed itself to ask an enormous question. What would advanced technology look like if we could only see its shadow? The cosmic microwave background contains odd patterns still discussed. After the early universe cooled enough for light to travel freely, a faint afterglow spread through space. Today, we detect it as microwave radiation coming from all directions. It is one of the strongest pieces of evidence for the hot, early universe. Yet detailed maps show small irregularities that continue to interest researchers. There are alignments, cold spots, and large-scale features that may be statistical flukes, measurement challenges, or clues to something deeper. Some proposals involve cosmic inflation, collisions with other universes, unusual topology, or effects from structures between us and that ancient light. The attraction is obvious. This radiation is like a baby picture of the cosmos. If there are strange marks in it, people want to know whether they are scratches on the photograph or messages about birth conditions. Most anomalies may fade under analysis, but as long as a few remain debated, the oldest light in the sky keeps its secrets alive. The Hubble tension suggests the universe disagrees with itself. When researchers measure the expansion rate using the early universe, they get one value. When they measure it using objects closer to us, they get another. The difference has become too persistent to ignore easily. It could still involve hidden errors, instrument issues, or assumptions in the models. Yet if the tension is real, it may point toward new physics. Perhaps dark energy is not constant. Perhaps an unknown particle influenced the young cosmos. Perhaps the structure of space evolved in a way our equations do not fully capture. The mystery is especially powerful because both sides use sophisticated methods and careful teams. This is not a simple argument between knowledge and ignorance. It is a disagreement between two impressive ways of knowing. Some people see it as the universe quietly refusing to fit into the box built for it. The more precisely we measure, the more the cosmos seems to answer with a raised eyebrow. Dark energy may be a placeholder for something stranger. Most of the universe appears to be made of whatever is driving cosmic expansion to accelerate. Scientists call it dark energy, but that name does not explain what it is. It might be energy built into empty space. It might be a field that changes over time. It might reveal that gravity behaves differently across cosmic distances. Or it might be a sign that our entire framework is missing a deeper layer. The numbers work well enough to describe the broad behavior of the cosmos, but the physical meaning remains elusive. Some people hear the phrase and imagine an invisible pressure, a hidden engine, or the breath of a universe still unfolding. The truth may be more mathematical and less dramatic, yet the mystery is immense. We have named the dominant influence on cosmic fate without truly knowing its nature. The future of all galaxies may depend on something we currently understand mostly by its effects. Neutrinos pass through Earth like ghosts with almost no resistance. Every second, vast numbers of neutrinos stream through your body, through buildings, through through mountains and through the planet itself. Almost none of them collide with anything. They are produced by the sun, exploding stars, nuclear reactions, and energetic cosmic events. To detect them, scientists build enormous instruments deep underground, in ice or underwater, hoping for the rare flash that proves one has interacted. These particles are strange because they have tiny masses, change type as they travel, and carry information from places light may not escape easily. They make the solid world seem suddenly porous. Some people imagine them as whispers from hidden events, passing through ordinary matter, like messages through fog. They are not supernatural, but their behavior feels close to it. A particle can cross the Earth as though the planet were hardly there. Reality, at its smallest scale, is far less solid than our hands tell us. The measurement problem challenges what counts as reality. Quantum theory can predict experimental outcomes with astonishing success, yet it leaves a deep puzzle at the center. Before measurement, a system may be described as a spread of possibilities. After measurement, only one result is seen. The mathematics works, but what actually happens? Does the wave function collapse? Do all outcomes occur in branching worlds? Is measurement just interaction with the environment? Or is there a missing rule that has not yet been found? The mystery is not a minor detail. It asks whether the physical world has definite properties before they are observed, recorded, or entangled with something else. Some people are drawn to the more mind-bending interpretations because they seem to place reality on the edge of participation. Most physicists avoid easy mystical conclusions, yet the philosophical shock remains. The universe does not behave like a machine made of tiny billiard balls. It behaves like a probability engine that becomes specific when events leave a trace. Quantum entanglement links particles across distance in unsettling ways. Two particles can share a connection so deep that measuring one immediately tells us something about the other, even when they are separated by enormous distances. This does not allow ordinary messages to travel faster than light, but it still unsettled many great thinkers. The relationship seems to ignore the simple idea that distant objects must be completely independent. Experiments have repeatedly supported the reality of entanglement, closing many loopholes and turning a philosophical puzzle into working technology. It now sits behind research in quantum computing, secure communication, and new ways of sensing. Still, the meaning remains strange. Are the particles part of one larger system, even across space? Is distance less fundamental than it appears? Some people take entanglement as a hint that the universe is woven from connection before separation. That may be poetic, but the physics already says something remarkable. At the deepest level, the world does not always divide cleanly into here and there. Superconductors still hide secrets that could transform technology. At very low temperatures, certain materials allow electricity to flow with no resistance. Currents can continue without the usual energy loss, and magnetic effects can make objects levitate in ways that look almost magical. Some superconductors work at higher temperatures than early theory expected, but many still require extreme cooling or pressure. A true room temperature superconductor at everyday conditions would change power grids, transportation, medical imaging, computing, and perhaps technologies we have not yet imagined. The problem is that the behavior, especially in high-temperature materials, remains difficult to fully explain. Electrons somehow coordinate in ways ordinary conductors do not allow. Researchers keep searching through strange compounds, layered crystals, and exotic pressures. Some people see superconductivity as proof that matter has hidden phases waiting to be awakened by the right conditions. The dream is simple and enormous. A wire that wastes nothing, a magnet that floats, a civilization with far less energy slipping away as heat. The impossible EM drive produced debate before doubt overtook it. The EM drive was claimed to produce thrust without expelling propellant, which seemed to challenge one of the most basic principles in physics. If true, it could have transformed space travel by allowing craft to accelerate without carrying heavy fuel for reaction mass. Early experimental reports created excitement, confusion, and skepticism. The measured forces were tiny, which made error especially difficult to rule out. Heat effects, electrical interactions, measurement artifacts, and vibration could all mimic the result. Later testing found no convincing evidence for the extraordinary claim. Still, the episode remains fascinating because it shows how strongly people long for a loophole in the rules. A drive that pushes against nothing sounds impossible, yet the dream of it feels irresistible. Some people wonder whether the experiments brushed against unknown interactions with quantum fields or space-time itself. The safer conclusion is that doubt won. Even so, the story reminds us that impossible machines often reveal how much we want the universe to bend. Cold fusion remains a cautionary mystery with devoted believers. In 1989, two chemists announced that they had achieved nuclear fusion at room temperature using a tabletop experiment. The claim was explosive. If true, it could have promised abundant clean energy without the extreme heat of stars or reactors. Laboratories around the world tried to reproduce the results. Most failed, and the announcement became one of science's most famous controversies. Yet the story did not completely disappear. A small community continued investigating unusual heat effects in metal hydride systems under different names and approaches. Mainstream opinion remains skeptical, largely because reliable replication has been so difficult. But believers argue that the phenomenon may be real, rare, and misunderstood rather than fraudulent. Some people see cold fusion as a suppressed breakthrough. Others see it as a lesson in hope outrunning evidence. The mystery endures because the reward would be almost unimaginable. A tiny cell on a bench seemed, for a moment, to hold the power of the sun. The Mpemba effect makes hot water freeze first sometimes. Under certain conditions, warmer water has been reported to freeze faster than cooler water. This sounds simple enough to test, yet the effect is surprisingly slippery. Evaporation, convection, dissolved gases, container shape, frost formation, and supercooling may all influence the outcome. In some setups, it appears. In others, it vanishes. That makes it less like a single magic trick and more like a bundle of competing processes. The mystery became famous because it breaks an expectation almost everyone shares. Hot should cool down to cold, then freeze after the cold sample. Yet nature sometimes takes a shortcut through hidden variables. Some people enjoy it as a reminder that everyday materials still contain puzzles. You do not need a particle accelerator to find strangeness. A freezer and 2 cups of water can start an argument about heat, structure, and chance. The ordinary kitchen becomes a small laboratory, and even water refuses to be completely boring. Turbulence remains surprisingly hard for science to fully predict. Smoke curls, rivers churn, clouds boil, and air tumbles behind a moving wing. These patterns are familiar, yet the mathematics behind them is notoriously difficult. The equations that describe fluid motion are known, but solving them in chaotic real conditions can become overwhelmingly complex. Tiny changes grow, vortices interact, and smooth flow breaks into shifting eddies across many scales. This matters for weather forecasting, aircraft design, climate models, medicine, engines, and the movement of oceans. It is one of those mysteries hiding in plain sight. Every stirring cup of tea contains a version of the same problem. Some people find turbulence almost philosophical, because it shows order and disorder braided together. Patterns appear, dissolve, and reappear without ever settling into perfect prediction. Science can model it impressively, but not with complete mastery. The world is full of flowing things, and inside their motion is a reminder that complexity can defeat certainty without ever leaving the laws of nature. Lightning can trigger antimatter flashes above ordinary thunderstorms. High above thunderstorms, instruments have detected brief bursts of gamma rays associated with antimatter particles. These events are called terrestrial gamma ray flashes, and they reveal that storms are far more energetic than they appear from the ground. Inside powerful electric fields, electrons can accelerate to extreme speeds, creating cascades that produce radiation and even positrons. The idea is startling. A storm cloud, something we associate with rain and thunder, can momentarily become a particle accelerator in the sky. Pilots, satellites, and researchers have helped uncover this hidden violence above ordinary weather. Some people imagine storms as portals between atmospheric layers, places where Earth's electricity reaches into cosmic processes. That is speculative language, but the real phenomenon is already astonishing. The sky over a thunderstorm is not just flashing with light. It may be producing tiny bursts of antimatter, linking the drama of weather to the deepest particles in physics. Earth's magnetic field flips for reasons still not settled. The planet's magnetic north and south have reversed many times in the deep past. Rocks preserve these changes like frozen compass needles, showing that the field can weaken, wander, and return in the opposite orientation. The source lies in the movement of molten iron within Earth's outer core, but the exact triggers and timing of reversals remain difficult to predict. They do not follow a simple schedule. Some gaps last tens of millions of years, while other periods see more frequent changes. A reversal would not mean the planet suddenly stops protecting life, but a weakened field could affect radiation exposure, satellites, navigation, and auroras. Some people connect magnetic shifts with ancient catastrophes, animal disorientation, or hidden cycles in Earth's behavior. Many claims go beyond the evidence, yet the core mystery is real. Deep beneath our feet, liquid metal generates an invisible shield, and sometimes that shield reorganizes the entire planet's magnetic identity. The inner core may be changing its spin over time. At the center of Earth, beneath the mantle and liquid outer core, sits a solid inner core made mostly of iron and nickel. It is unreachable directly, so scientists study it through seismic waves from earthquakes. Those waves suggest that the inner core may rotate at a slightly different rate from the rest of the planet, and that its motion may change over decades. Some studies have proposed speeding up, slowing down, or oscillating patterns, though the details remain debated. The idea is incredible because it makes Earth feel alive with hidden motion. We stand on the surface, watching clouds and seasons, while thousands of kilometers below, a metal sphere may be subtly shifting its rhythm. Some people imagine this movement influencing magnetic behavior, earthquakes, or long cycles in planetary energy. The direct evidence is cautious, but the image is powerful. Our world has a heart of iron, and we are still learning how it turns. The Great Unconformity erased 1 billion years of rocks. In many places around the world, layers of ancient stone are missing from the geological record. It is as if whole chapters of Earth's history were torn out before the next pages were written. The gap can represent hundreds of millions of years, and sometimes more than 1 billion. Geologists call this an unconformity, which sounds tidy, but the reality is startling. What removed so much rock across such vast regions? Some explanations point to long erosion before later seas laid down new sediments. Others connect the missing layers with the rise and breakup of supercontinents, or even with ancient global ice ages that scraped the planet on a massive scale. Some people see the gap as a scar from a world-changing event, a hidden reset in Earth's deep past. The mystery matters because missing stone means missing evidence. The planet keeps records, but sometimes it also buries, breaks, and deletes them. Mass extinctions may follow patterns that still feel suspicious. Life on Earth has nearly collapsed more than once. Seas emptied. Forests changed. Entire groups vanished while others inherited the planet. The causes vary, including volcanic eruptions, climate shifts, ocean chemistry changes, asteroid impacts, and tangled combinations of stress. Yet some researchers have looked for rhythms in the timing of these crises, as though extinction might sometimes follow a cycle. The evidence is debated, and no simple cosmic clock has been proven. Still, the idea is fascinating. Could the solar system pass through regions of the galaxy that disturb comets? Could hidden geological pulses rise from deep inside Earth? Could life be caught between planetary and astronomical forces working on timescales too large for ordinary history? Some people imagine a dark companion star, galactic tides, or periodic cosmic hazards. Those ideas remain speculative, but the pattern hunting continues. Extinction is not just the end of species. It may be a clue to forces moving far beyond them. The Younger Dryas impact idea keeps returning to debate. Around the end of the last ice age, Earth experienced an abrupt return to colder conditions in parts of the northern hemisphere. Large animals disappeared in many regions, and human cultures faced dramatic change. One controversial proposal suggests that fragments of a comet or asteroid may have struck or exploded over Earth, triggering fires, climate disruption, and ecological shock. Supporters point to unusual materials in certain sediments, including microscopic spheres and other possible impact markers. Critics argue that the evidence is inconsistent, misread, or better explained by ordinary processes. The debate has become intense because the implications are enormous. If a cosmic event helped reshape the world near the dawn of agriculture, then human civilization grew in the shadow of a forgotten sky disaster. Some people connect the idea with ancient flood memories and warnings encoded in myth. The case is not settled, but it remains magnetic. A cold interval becomes a possible echo of fire from above. The Carolina Bays continue to invite unusual origin theories. Along the Atlantic coastal plain of North America, thousands of oval depressions dot the landscape. Many are shallow, rimmed, and aligned in similar directions. Standard explanations often involve wind, water, lake processes, and the slow reshaping of sandy terrain. Yet their number, shape, and repeated orientation have encouraged more dramatic theories. Some people have proposed that they formed from fragments of an icy impact event, blasting across the region in a pattern of scattered scars. Others reject that idea and see natural landforms shaped over long periods by ordinary forces. The mystery is powerful because the bays look intentional from above, like marks made by a sweeping hand. In person, many are subtle wetlands or low basins, easy to miss. From maps and aerial views, they become part of a larger puzzle. Whether they are products of climate, wind, water, or catastrophe, they remind us that even familiar landscapes may carry unanswered signatures. Lake Vostok may preserve isolated life beneath Antarctic ice. Far below the Antarctic surface lies a vast lake sealed under kilometers of ice. It has been isolated from open air and sunlight for a very long time, perhaps millions of years. The water is under pressure, dark, cold, and difficult to sample without contamination. That makes it one of Earth's most intriguing hidden environments. Scientists wonder whether microbes survive there, using chemical energy from rocks, sediments, or ancient trapped materials. If life exists in such isolation, it could teach us how organisms endure in extreme conditions. It could also offer clues about icy moons, such as Europa and Enceladus, where oceans may hide beneath frozen shells. Some people imagine stranger possibilities, including unknown ecosystems preserved like time capsules beneath the ice. The evidence must be handled carefully, because contamination can mislead. Still, the idea is irresistible. Under a silent white continent, a dark lake may be keeping biological secrets that have not seen the sky since prehistory. The deep biosphere reveals life thriving far below sunlight. For a long time, life seemed mainly tied to the surface, where sunlight feeds plants and plants support everything else. Then researchers found organisms living deep within rock, sediment, mines, ocean crust, and underground water systems. These microbes may survive slowly, drawing energy from minerals, chemical reactions, and radioactive decay products. Some live at crushing depths with almost no food by surface standards. Their existence changes the definition of a habitable world. Perhaps life does not need open oceans, forests, or warm sunlight to persist. It may only need water, chemistry, and time. Some people see the deep biosphere as a hidden Earth beneath Earth, a shadow ecology operating at a pace almost beyond imagination. It also raises a haunting possibility about Mars and icy moons. If life can retreat underground here, it could hide elsewhere too. The surface of a planet may look dead, while a slow, living realm continues far below. Viruses blur the line between living and non-living things. A virus can carry genetic instructions, evolve, invade cells, and shape entire ecosystems. Yet outside a host, it may sit inert, unable to eat, grow, or reproduce on its own. This makes viruses difficult to place. Are they life, or are they biological machines? The answer depends on how life is defined. Some viruses are tiny and simple. Others are giant, with surprising complexity and genes once thought to belong only to cellular organisms. They influence evolution by moving genetic material, pressuring immune systems, and sometimes leaving traces inside host DNA. Some people wonder whether viruses are ancient remnants from a world before cells, or escapees from cells that became stripped down over time. Others imagine them as nature's hackers, rewriting biology from the inside. Whatever category we choose, they occupy a strange borderland. They are not quite alive in the familiar sense, yet life on Earth would not be the same without them. Prions are infectious proteins with no ordinary genetic code. Most infections involve bacteria, viruses, parasites, or other agents carrying genetic material. Prions are different. They are misfolded proteins that can induce other proteins to misfold in the same way. That makes them deeply unsettling. There is no DNA instruction manual, no cell, and no virus particle in the usual sense. Just shape, spreading shape. Prion diseases are rare, serious, and difficult, which has made the topic both medically important and conceptually strange. The larger mystery is how information can be carried by form alone. Biology often depends on sequences of chemical letters, but prions show that structure itself can become contagious. Some people see this as a clue that life's systems may store and transmit patterns in ways we have only begun to appreciate. The idea also echoes beyond disease. If a protein shape can propagate, what other hidden forms of biological memory might exist inside living matter? The origin of language remains hidden behind ancient silence. Words leave almost no fossils. Bones can show brain size, breathing anatomy, and tool use, but they cannot record the first joke, warning, prayer, or name spoken beside a fire. That makes language one of humanity's most important missing beginnings. Did speech grow slowly from gesture, rhythm, calls, and shared attention? Did a genetic change unlock new grammar? Did social life, hunting, storytelling, or ritual push the mind into symbolic communication? The answers are difficult because language is both biological and cultural. It lives in bodies, but it also passes between them. Some people imagine an ancient leap, a moment when sound became more than signal and turned into a portable world. Others believe the transformation unfolded gradually across many generations. Either way, language changed everything. It allowed memory to travel, plans to outlive a single mind, and invisible ideas to become shared. Somewhere in the deep past, silence learned how to carry meaning. Human-handedness still lacks one simple explanation. Most people prefer the right hand, while a smaller number prefer the left. That pattern appears across cultures, and hints of handedness may reach far back into human ancestry. Yet the cause is not simple. Genetics plays a role, but it does not determine everything. Development in the womb, brain organization, social pressure, hormones, and chance may all contribute. The mystery deepens because handedness connects with language processing, tool use, and the division of labor between the brain's hemispheres. Why did our species become so strongly biased toward one side? Why does left-handedness persist at all if the world so often favors the right? Some people wonder whether left-handed minds carry subtle advantages in creativity, reaction, or unconventional thinking. The evidence is mixed, but the fascination endures. A hand preference seems ordinary until we ask where it begins. Then even signing your name becomes part of a hidden biological asymmetry. Synesthesia reveals senses can overlap in surprising ways. Some people experience one sense through another. Letters may appear colored. Sounds may have shapes. Numbers may occupy positions in space. And they may come with a taste, or music may unfold as moving patterns in the mind. These experiences are not metaphors for those who have them. They can be stable and specific over many years. Researchers study synesthesia as a window into how the brain organizes perception and connects different processing areas. It may arise from extra communication between regions, reduced pruning during development, or unusual patterns of attention and memory. Some people see it as evidence that ordinary senses are less separate than we think. Perhaps the brain always blends information, while synesthetes simply experience the blending more vividly. The mystery is beautiful because it suggests reality is not delivered in one standard format. The same world may arrive as color, sound, texture, and meaning, depending on how a nervous system translates it. Savant abilities suggest the brain may hide unused pathways. In rare cases, individuals display extraordinary skills in calculation, memory, music, drawing, or pattern recognition, sometimes alongside significant developmental differences or brain injuries. A person may hear a piece once and reproduce it. Another may calculate dates across centuries. Someone else may draw a city in astonishing detail after a brief view. These abilities challenge simple ideas about intelligence. They suggest that the brain can specialize in extreme ways, opening channels of perception and memory that most people never access consciously. Researchers study attention, practice, neural wiring, and the trade-offs that may accompany such gifts. Some people wonder whether everyone carries buried capacities that are normally filtered out for practical living. That idea is tempting, though not proven. The deeper fascination is that the mind may contain more than its everyday self reveals. Under unusual conditions, a door opens, and a human being can seem to touch information with almost impossible precision. The bicameral mind theory reimagines ancient human consciousness. One provocative theory suggests that ancient people may once have experienced inner commands as voices from gods, ancestors, or rulers, rather than as their own private thoughts. According to this idea, self-aware introspection as we know it developed later, shaped by language, culture, stress, and social complexity. The theory is controversial, and many scholars reject its strongest claims. Yet it remains fascinating because it asks whether consciousness has a history, not just a biology. Did people thousands of years ago experience the mind differently from us? When ancient texts describe divine voices, are they only metaphors or clues to a different mental world? Some people connect the idea with oracles, possession, prophecy, and the strange authority of inner speech. Even if the theory is wrong in detail, it opens a powerful question. The voice in your head feels natural and permanent, but perhaps the way humans hear themselves has changed over time. Collective behavior can make crowds seem almost intelligent. A flock turns in the sky as if guided by one mind. Fish shimmer into coordinated shapes. Ant colonies build, forage, defend, and adapt without a central commander. Human crowds can also form waves, panic, trends, markets, rituals, and sudden movements that no single person fully controls. The mystery is how simple local rules create large-scale order. Each individual follows nearby signals, yet the group produces patterns that look purposeful from above. Scientists model these systems, but the experience still feels uncanny. Some people wonder whether consciousness itself might arise from many small units interacting, just as a colony seems to become more than its insects. Others see social movements and online behavior as proof that humans can become part of larger thinking systems without noticing. The idea is both thrilling and unsettling. Intelligence may not always sit inside a single skull. Sometimes it may appear in the space between many bodies moving together. The Global Consciousness Project claimed randomness shifted during major events. A research project once placed random number generators around the world and examined whether their outputs became less random during moments of shared human attention, such as disasters, celebrations, historic broadcasts. The claim was extraordinary. It suggested that collective emotion or consciousness might somehow correlate with physical systems. Supporters saw intriguing statistical patterns. Critics argued that the methods, interpretations, and expectations were too vulnerable to bias. Mainstream science has not accepted the project as evidence that minds can influence randomness at a global scale. Still, the idea remains compelling to people who wonder whether humanity is connected in ways not yet measured. During major events, millions of minds turn toward the same point. Fear, hope, grief, and awe rise together. Could that shared focus leave any trace beyond behavior and memory? The evidence is debated, but the question lingers. Perhaps the strangest instrument ever built is not a machine. Perhaps it is the human species listening all at once. The Mandela effect turns memory errors into modern folklore. Large groups sometimes share the same incorrect memory. They may recall a brand name differently, remember a film line that was never spoken, or insist that a public figure's history changed. Psychology offers strong explanations. Similar brains make similar assumptions. Repetition spreads mistakes. Cultural fragments merge. The internet then gathers these errors and gives them a name. Yet the experience can feel deeply personal. People do not merely say they are unsure. They insist they remember. That emotional certainty transforms ordinary memory failure into a mystery story. Some people imagine parallel timelines, reality edits, or small shifts between versions of the world. Those ideas are not supported by conventional evidence, but they thrive because the sensation is so strange. The Mandela effect has become modern folklore for the digital age. Instead of haunted castles or whispered village legends, we have cereal boxes, movie quotes, logos, and the disturbing feeling that the past may not be as stable as it looks. Ancient flood stories appear across cultures separated by oceans. Many societies preserve stories of overwhelming waters, lost worlds, mountain refuges, boats, survivors, and divine warnings. These tales come from Mesopotamia, India, Greece, the Americas, the Pacific, and many other regions. Some may reflect local river floods, coastal disasters, tsunamis, or memories of rising seas after the Ice Age. Others may have spread through trade, migration, and storytelling. The mystery lies in the repetition. Why does the image of a world drowned and remade appear so often? Water is a universal danger, so perhaps the theme is inevitable. Yet some people wonder whether ancient memories of real global or near-global catastrophes were preserved in symbolic form. The end of the Ice Age brought dramatic sea level rise that swallowed coastlines where people may have lived for generations. No single explanation covers every story. Still, the pattern is haunting. Across distance and language, humanity keeps remembering a time when the waters rose and everything had to begin again. Cargo cults reveal how quickly mystery can become belief. On some Pacific islands, encounters with military forces and modern supplies during the 20th century inspired new religious movements. People saw aircraft, radios, uniforms, canned goods, and vast material abundance arriving through systems they did not fully understand. In some places, rituals developed that imitated runways, signals, drills, or official procedures, hoping to bring the cargo back. These movements are often discussed too simplistically, and the communities involved had rich histories, pressures, and interpretations of their own. Still, the phenomenon reveals something profound about human meaning-making. When powerful technology appears without its hidden infrastructure, it can look like magic. Some people use cargo cults as a lens for ancient mysteries. If earlier societies encountered advanced visitors, rare machines, or misunderstood natural events, would memory turn them into gods, rituals, and sacred objects? That is speculative, but the lesson is real. Belief can grow quickly when awe, need, and mystery arrive together. The dancing plague remains one of history's strangest outbreaks. In Strasbourg in 1518, accounts describe people dancing for days or weeks, with more joining over time. Other dancing outbreaks were reported in medieval and early modern Europe. Historians have proposed stress, religious fear, social contagion, illness, ergot poisoning, and ritual behavior as possible explanations. No answer fits perfectly. The event is strange because it turns the body into a public mystery. People moved as if compelled, and the community struggled to interpret what was happening. Was it sickness, possession, panic, protest, or a form of trance shaped by expectation? Some people see it as evidence that minds can become synchronized under extreme pressure, creating behaviors that spread like invisible fire. Others view it through the lens of hardship, belief, and the nervous system. The story remains eerie without needing graphic detail. A town watched ordinary people step into motion and fail to stop. The past sometimes reminds us that the human mind can become contagious. The Mary Celeste still invites calm and careful speculation. In 1872, a merchant ship was found adrift in the Atlantic with no crew aboard. The vessel was seaworthy enough to remain afloat, and the people who had sailed her were gone. Over time, the story attracted exaggerations involving untouched meals, warm tea, and impossible clues. The real evidence is quieter, and that makes it more interesting. There were signs that the crew may have abandoned ship in fear, perhaps because of alcohol fumes, faulty instruments, rough weather, or concern that the vessel was taking on water. Yet the final decision remains unknowable. Why leave a ship that did not immediately sink? Where did the lifeboat go? What did the captain believe in those last uncertain minutes? Some people imagined sea monsters, pirates, mutiny, or supernatural forces, though simpler explanations are more likely. The enduring mystery is human judgment under pressure. The ocean kept the ending, and the abandoned deck became a legend. Spontaneous human combustion survives as a controversial historical mystery. For centuries, strange death scenes were sometimes described as cases where a person's body seemed to burn intensely, while nearby surroundings were only partly damaged. The phrase became famous in newspapers, folklore, and fiction. Modern explanations often involve the wick effect, where clothing and body fat can sustain a localized fire after an external ignition source starts it. Many historical cases also suffered from poor documentation, sensational reporting, or missing evidence. Still, the subject persists because the scenes, as described, feel deeply unnatural. Fire usually spreads, yet these accounts suggest concentrated burning in ways that invite uneasy questions. Some people have proposed unusual body chemistry, static electricity, ball lightning, or forces unknown. Most investigators favor ordinary ignition plus unusual circumstances. The mystery now lives in the gap between legend and forensic explanation. It reminds us how quickly rare accidents can become supernatural stories. When witnesses are shocked, records are incomplete, and fire has already destroyed the clearest clues. The Dyatlov Pass tragedy still draws competing explanations. In 1959, a group of experienced hikers died in the Ural Mountains after leaving their tent under mysterious circumstances. The scene raised difficult questions. The tent appeared cut open from inside. Some bodies were found away from camp. Injuries, clothing choices, weather, and timing all became part of the debate. Official and later investigations explored possibilities including avalanche, extreme wind, disorientation, hypothermia, and poor visibility. More unusual theories proposed military tests, secret weapons, unknown animals, and other forces. The case remains famous because it combines isolation, missing witnesses, and a sequence of decisions that feels hard to reconstruct. Recent avalanche-related models may explain important details, yet not everyone is satisfied. The appeal of the mystery lies in the human gap. We can examine snow, terrain, and evidence, but we cannot hear what they heard outside the tent. In that frozen silence, every explanation tries to become the missing voice. The Oak Island mystery keeps producing clues and disappointments. For more than 2 centuries, treasure hunters have searched a small island in Nova Scotia for a buried secret. Stories speak of a deep pit, flood tunnels, strange stones, old wood, fragments of metal, and hints that something valuable was hidden there. Theories have included pirate treasure, military loot, religious artifacts, Shakespearean manuscripts, and even relics from the Knights Templar. Skeptics argue that much of the evidence is ambiguous, disturbed by repeated digging, or shaped by hopeful interpretation. The island has been excavated so many times that the search itself has become part of the puzzle. Every new object must be separated from centuries of previous work. Yet the fascination continues because the story has the perfect structure of mystery. A hole in the ground, a possible design. A treasure always just beyond reach. Some people see a grand secret. Others see a legend powered by persistence. Oak Island endures because disappointment itself has become a clue. The green children of Warpit still puzzle historians. medieval accounts tell of two children found near the English village of Warpit. They reportedly had greenish skin, spoke an unfamiliar language, and would at first eat only beans. One child died while the other survived, learned English, and described a strange land with dim light. Historians have proposed more grounded explanations. The children may have been lost, malnourished, displaced, or from a nearby Flemish community, with their skin color caused by illness or diet. Yet the story has never lost its otherworldly pull. The described homeland sounds like folklore, underworld myth, or a memory transformed by trauma. Some people imagine visitors from a hidden realm, a parallel world, or an underground community. The evidence is too thin for certainty, but the tale survives because it balances sympathy with strangeness. Two children appeared at the edge of a field, and the medieval imagination gave them a doorway behind the ordinary world. The lost colony of Roanoke left one haunting word behind. In the late 16th century, English settlers attempted to establish a colony on Roanoke Island. When supply ships finally returned after a long delay, the settlement was abandoned. The word Croatoan had been carved into a post, and the letters C-R-O appeared on a tree. No clear sign of a violent struggle was recorded. The most reasonable possibility is that the colonists moved and joined or sought help from indigenous communities in the region. Yet the final trail becomes difficult to follow through weather, politics, incomplete records, and later storytelling. The mystery has attracted theories involving starvation, conflict, storms, assimilation, relocation, and secret survival. Some people imagine hidden descendants or clues preserved in local names and traditions. The story endures because the message is both a clue and a refusal. It points somewhere, but not far enough. A colony vanished from one place, and history never fully caught up with where they went. The Shroud of Turin remains contested by science and faith. A linen cloth bearing the faint image of a crucified man has been revered by many as the burial shroud of Jesus. Scientific tests, historical studies, image analysis, and textile research have all been brought to bear on it. Radiocarbon dating once placed the cloth in the medieval period, which many took as strong evidence against authenticity. Others questioned contamination, sampling, repairs, and the complexity of the image formation. The debate has never disappeared because the object sits at the crossroads of devotion, evidence, and mystery. How was the image made? Why does it have such unusual photographic qualities? Can medieval artistry explain it fully, or is something else involved? Some people see a sacred relic. Others see a remarkable artifact of belief and craftsmanship. The cloth does not have to settle every argument to remain powerful. It is a surface on which science, skepticism, longing, and faith continue to meet. The face on Mars changed meaning as images improved. In 1976, a spacecraft photographed a landform in the Cydonia region of Mars that seemed to resemble a human face. The image was grainy, shadowed, and dramatic. For many people, it became instant evidence of ancient Martian builders, monuments, or a lost civilization on the Red Planet. Later missions captured higher resolution images from different angles and lighting conditions. The face resolved into a natural mesa shaped by erosion, shadows, and human pattern recognition. Yet the story did not simply end. It became a lesson in how the mind finds meaning, especially when looking at worlds we want to be inhabited. Some people still wonder whether other Martian anomalies deserve attention, arguing that dismissal can come too quickly. Science answers with better cameras, careful mapping, and geological context. The face on Mars remains fascinating because it shows a mystery transforming in real time. A shadow became a civilization, then became a hill, and the dream still lingered. The search for Planet 9 keeps the outer darkness interesting. Far beyond Neptune, some distant icy objects appear to have orbits that may cluster in unusual ways. One possible explanation is the gravity of a large, undiscovered planet moving in a remote, elongated path around the Sun. This hypothetical world is often called Planet 9. It has not been seen directly, and alternative explanations include observational bias, collective gravitational effects, or the need for better data. Still, the hunt is thrilling because it suggests our own solar system may contain a major hidden member. A planet several times Earth's mass could be traveling in darkness so far away that sunlight barely touches it. Some people imagine ancient myths of wandering worlds, hidden intruders, or long cycles of disruption. Most of those ideas go far beyond the evidence, but the possibility of discovery is real enough to keep telescopes searching. Even in our local cosmic neighborhood, there may be a world we have not yet welcomed by name. The simulation hypothesis makes ordinary reality feel less certain. The idea is unsettlingly simple. If advanced civilizations can create extremely realistic simulated worlds, and if many such worlds exist, then perhaps our own reality could be one of them. This is not proven science, but it has attracted philosophers, technologists, and curious minds because it reframes everything. Physical laws become rules. Particles become information. Cosmic limits become boundaries in a system. Oddities in quantum physics, mathematical elegance, and the fine-tuning of constants sometimes get pulled into the conversation, though none of them prove the case. Some people search for glitches, patterns, or signs of computational structure. Others argue that the idea is impossible to test and may explain nothing. Still, it has power because modern technology gives us a mirror. We already build virtual worlds and artificial minds in crude form. If reality can be modeled from inside reality, then the old question returns in new clothing. What exactly are we inside? Science keeps solving mysteries while creating stranger ones behind them. This may be the most fascinating pattern of all. Each answer opens another door. The telescope revealed planets, then galaxies, then dark matter and expansion. The microscope revealed cells, then DNA, then molecular machines with origins still debated. Physics explained falling objects, then uncovered relativity, quantum uncertainty, and invisible fields. Even when old myths fade, new questions appear with sharper edges. That is not a failure. It may be the deepest beauty of knowledge. The unknown does not shrink in a simple way. It changes shape. Some people feel that official explanations remove wonder, but the opposite is often true. A real explanation can make the universe larger, stranger, and more demanding than legend ever did. At the edge of every solved puzzle waits another shadow. Perhaps that is why mysteries never truly leave us. Science builds lanterns, but each lantern shows a longer road, and the darkness beyond it becomes even more interesting. And so we come to the edge of our journey through the mysteries that still puzzle science. Tonight, we have drifted from the largest questions in the cosmos to the smallest secrets inside matter. We have followed the pull of dark matter, listened for vanished signals from deep space, and stood beside black holes where familiar laws begin to lose their shape. We have wondered about consciousness, memory, dreams, and the strange feeling that the mind may know more than it can explain. We have crossed ancient deserts, silent oceans, hidden lakes beneath ice, and forgotten places where stone, story, and speculation meet. We have watched strange lights glow over valleys, imagined lost worlds beyond Neptune, and stepped carefully through the borderlands where science, folklore, and possibility all seem to gather in the same dim room. Some of these mysteries may one day have simple answers. Others may only deepen as we look more closely. And perhaps that is part of the wonder. The universe does not become smaller when we understand it. It becomes wider, stranger, and more layered than before. If you enjoyed this curious journey, you are warmly invited to like, subscribe, or leave a thought below. And if you are still awake, there should be another mystery waiting for you on the screen, ready whenever you are. But for now, there is nothing more to solve. Let the questions settle. Let the stars become distant again. Let your shoulders loosen, your breathing slow, and your thoughts drift away from the edges of the unknown. The mysteries can wait until morning. Sleep well, and good night.